Welcome, gentlemen. October the 4th, 2023. It's going to a high of 30 today. Can you believe this? From a horrendous start to the year to an unbelievable ending of the year weather-wise. Wow, what a day, what a day. Welcome, guys. We have a few things on the agenda today. First, and not the least of which, are all the closings. They're all completed except one, which is happening today. Tyler, maybe you can talk about some of those.
John, yes, you're right. We've gone through the last week and a half with all our closing events. Started with the Honey Pot closing, and then we've had our ladies AM and PM league closing. We've had our Saturday league closing, our men's closing last weekend. Today we are hosting the Satellite League closing, and I think that's it. I think we've gone through all our closing. What I'm so happy about is every one of them had phenomenal weather. We've had such a great run of weather. Participation was up in all these events. It was just great. We're just so happy with it.
Yeah, it was amazing. Now, I have something to report from these closings. Gary had a team, Tyler had a team, Cam had a team, and I had a team. We were trash talking. I think I was trash talking. And I told these guys we're going to take them all down. Well, that didn't quite happen. Gary's team, I think, finished on top. Tyler's team was ahead of them. We were third. Cam's team, unfortunately. Cam, anything to say about that?
Well, John, my Bills did a little better than my golf team that day. So you got me in the men's clothes.
God, that hurts.
I think we're even.
We are even. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Well, yeah, they just sure did. Hey, listen, you did win something. On Monday, the pros took on the assistant pros. How did that turn out?
No, that was good, John. And we had, so it was hosted by Flight Stick and through Ping. And it was the Ping Challenge Cup. It's a 36-hole event where it's the assistant pros in the Ottawa area versus the head pros. You have to qualify to be on the team or be a captain's pick, which I was. And we took it to them. The head pros won. So we had a great event. It was 36 holes at Highlands. And at the end of the day, I haven't played 36 holes in a couple of years. I was aching, but also celebrating the win. It was so good.
That was good. Finally beat those guys. Those guys are pretty good. Earlier in the year, I announced a major initiative that our club took on with the National Golf League. It actually worked out that the men's league enrolled in the National Golf League. And the basic premise was that we're going to take 8 twosomes from our course who qualified for the finals, the regional finals. The regional finals were in Montreal, and the winner of that regional final then goes to Hamilton next year to compete in the final for Canada. And we have some good news.
John, we have very good news. So as you mentioned, the NGL, the National Golf League, was a new initiative that Carleton took part in throughout the year. We had our qualifiers, and all people who qualified were then invited to go play at Le Maître in Tremblant. And our team of Chris Hilliard and Ryan Valley, they went and they won. They finished first place by one shot. Ryan Valley chipped in with a huge gallery around on the 18th hole, chipped in for birdie to finish in first place. So now they're going to play Hamilton Golf Club the week before the Canadian Open next year.
All expenses paid, folks. Everything's there, and I guess they get to watch the Open too, isn't it?
Well, they're welcome to stay and watch, and that's certainly part of it. But what an experience! So for next year, I think this is a phenomenal opportunity to continue on with, and we're super excited.
Okay, as part of the deal, we agreed to donate money to the First Tee program, and that's why you see those squares out in front. Please, Tyler, maybe you can take the time to talk about what's happening there.
Sure thing, and you're absolutely right, John. So this wouldn't be happening without the contributions from our own members to help the First Tee charity. It's a children's charity. We have 200 squares posted just outside the pro shop. They're open to all members to sign their name to any lucky number that they want. Once those squares are filled, we're going to cut them all up. We're going to have 2 winners. for the 50-50 raffle. So 50% of the proceeds are going back to the first tee initiative, and then we'll have 2 winners to come out of the lucky draw.
Okay, 20 times 200 is $4,000. $2,000 to the winner. 1 in 200 chance of winning. Guys, that's a heck of a lot better than that 649 or any other lotto. This is pretty good. And if you take more than one, you've cut it down to 1 in 100 chance. If you take 5, well, you can do the math. Can you, I've noticed around the club, and this is kind of important, and Tyler or you can talk, but I'll go to you, Cam. The tip jars for the support staff around here. What did, just can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's certainly the time of year through the closings. Many of our members have stepped up and thanked some of our, especially the back shop golf services staff. Obviously some departments work a little bit differently, but it's appreciated that we recognize them this time of year. And if you were not participating in a closing, please pop into the golf shop. The jar is there, and feel free to put in some cash, or there are some chits available that you can fill out to thank the back shop and the golf services team.
Thank you very much, and that's so important. And the box is located in the pro shop?
It's located in the pro shop right on the front counter, so it's right there in front of you. Chit pads right there as well. So please, we appreciate any donations. And it's really going towards all our help staff, all our back shop staff, and they work very, very hard, and it's just a nice way to show our appreciation for all their hard work.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about 3 events. October 14th. Anybody that ring a bell with anybody? Yacht Race?
Yacht Race is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, teams are drawn. It's a bit of a nice mix where you don't have to go in as a twosome. The teams will be drawn based on handicap divisions.
Okay.
And there's always some good morning activity before the event, shall we say.
And on October 19th, and I should mention, we have the AGM. And next week, as a guest, as a special interview, Tracy McNairn will be giving a State of the Union address of the course. So just in time for that AGM, but maybe you can talk about the AGM and all the information.
Yeah, the AGM, as you mentioned, October 19th at 7 p.m. And we do encourage all members to attend. Obviously, we have our voting members for approval of many of the topics as we do annually, but all members are invited to attend.
Very good. And there's one other event, I think it's on October 21st, the 60th Gala. Maybe you can talk about that.
At the 60th Gala, thank you for those that have signed up already. Great menu. We've got a DJ, a night of dancing. The committee has been very hard at work. We've reached out to some key former members, so hoping that they'll sign up over the coming week or two, and please sign up online, or you're welcome to email Chelsea to register for the gala.
Okay. So I want to talk a bit about our instructional series. This week I went out with, actually last week I went out with Cam, and we did something I thought was kind of unique, and that was fairway bunkers. I know I have trouble with them. Well, watch the video. All right. Good morning. I'm here with Cameron Gall. We're in the trap on 18, a fairway bunker, Cam, and these are fairly common for me. I'm very familiar with them, but I'm about 50% successful in getting these out because I never know how to hit these shots. I know you need more loft as you're closer to the edge and this, but I never know where my low point should be. I never know. Look, you got to help us out here. How do you get out of these fairway bunkers, get some distance so that we can at least get back into play? This lie here is in the middle of the trap, so we've got a fair bit of movement here. So how would we approach this shot?
Yeah, definitely. You want to, first of all, John, assess your room between the ball and the lip in the bunker. Based on your game, you want to use a club with enough loft, right? In this example here, I'm not super confident with a fairway wood here. I'm going to go to my 4 hybrid. For some of our members, they might want to use a 6 or a 7 iron.
Okay.
You want to have full confidence that for your game, you have enough loft to get out of the bunker. That's the number one goal. the most shots are lost here when the ball hits the lip and returns to the bunker. That will add likely even more than one shot to your score on the hole.
Yeah.
So from a club selection standpoint, make sure we have enough loft, and it does change from member to member,
Right.
Based on their ability.
Okay. All right. So tell us how you set up for this one.
So we've got the 4 hybrids selected. My first swing of the day, so this is going to be a good challenge. In terms of our setup, we want to do 2 things for all of us to focus on. We want to ensure that we establish our stance by moving our feet in the sand. This is going to really help with your balance. And we like to recommend, because we're lowering our body by digging our feet in, to choke down a little bit on the golf club.
Okay. So get your feet nice and firm, choke down on the club. And before you hit this, what's your swing thought? Like, where do you want that club to hit the ground? In front of the ball? At the ball? What are you thinking right here?
But in terms of the swing itself, it's going to be a shallow approach.
Yeah.
We still want our low point to be just in front of the ball with
Okay.
a 7-iron or a hybrid.
Okay.
So we do not want to contact the sand behind the golf ball.
Yeah.
It's a really good even drill to ensure that you're striking your irons properly.
Right.
So we want that low point to be just in front.
Okay. And just for people watching, we're not going to show you everything here. How do you get a shallow swing? That's what lessons are for. You know, I mean, everybody's different. To shallow your swing out would be different to shallow my swing out. That's why it's important to go see Cameron or Gary or Tyler and get some information on how to approach these types of shots. But we're just giving you a flavor of what you have to do.
Definitely. The pickers, Sean, tend to be great fairway bunker players.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot here. We'll see if we can knock one down.
First shot of the day. See if you did as good as Tyler last week. Wow. Now we don't have a down the line, but that was just destroyed. That ball was just destroyed. And look where the divot is, just in front of the ball, exactly how he said he was going to hit that. Wow, that was terrific.
Well, thanks, Sean, and that's a good perspective there. Probably a little hard to see on video, but I felt like I picked the ball, but because my low point was just a hair in front, you can see just a little bit of interaction with the sand.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for when we're practicing our fairway bunker shots.
Okay, now I'm going to move the camera because we've got a different shot here now, and I'll just give you an idea of what this shot is, so you can see. I think you can see the ball, and then you can see the lip, and I'll do it behind the camera view here. You can see that we've got now a lip to contend with. There's no way you're going to take that club and hit that over there. What's your thought process on this shot when you've got a lip right in front of you and a big hill?
Exactly, and this gets back to our club selection. All right, so evaluating this lie, the first thing we're going to do again is to look at the lip and decide what club do we need to make sure that we exit the bunker. So now it's time to change clubs. I'm going to put this hybrid away, unfortunately, take my medicine. Thanks, Caddy. So now I've got a short iron. We've got an 8-iron here, and we're really going to evaluate on this particular shot. I've got a little bit more room to the left. This is an opportunity we can play down the left side of the fairway. That, again, is going to take the lip out of play. I'm going to start my launch direction just left of where I would, just to ensure we get out of the bunker.
Okay, and we'll do a down the line view this time. So,
similar approach where I'm going to establish my stance, come in shallow, and try to pick
so
the
it's a
shot.
shallow, it's still coming in shallow.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you still want to hit just in front of the ball, right here.
Yeah, ball first, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of interaction just
Okay.
after the ball.
All right.
And we'll try to pick it.
Wow, wow. Now that ball, okay, let's see. That's about 120 yards off the green. He just nailed that thing. And I put a line here just in front of the ball, and his divot started exactly there. Low point control is so important, and that's again why you have to get lessons to learn where your club is going to hit the ground, because that was just amazing.
It's crucial for fairway bunker shots, and like we said earlier, this is a great way to practice. It'll lead into your iron game a little bit.
Okay, well, Cam, thank you very much. And for those of you having trouble with fairway bunkers, this gives you a flavor of what you should be doing. But if you need more help, that's what they're there for. Please go take some lessons. Get yourself out of these things. For us going down to Florida, it's just a great tool. And I'm going to take some of this stuff, and hopefully by next week I'll be able to get out of some of these things. Thank you, Cam.
Thanks, Sean.
Hey. Thank you, Cam. I was there when he hit those shots. It was incredible. The fairway wood he hit out of there went a mile. The 8-iron, I'm sure the thing is still flying. He just clocked it. And if I could hit out of the fairway like you hit out of those bunkers, I'd be so much better off. Thank you very much for that.
That was a great session. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah. And this morning we did a rule segment on the 8th hole, out of bounds on the 8th hole, not out of bounds, the special stakes on the 8th hole, and we talked a little bit about ground under repair. So thank you very much. And hey, Tyler, I got myself in trouble again. I hit one on the 8th hole into the maintenance area here, and I see some stakes, but they're not yellow,
Right.
and they're not red. They're blue.
They're blue.
What does that mean for me?
So this means it's ground under repair. So you are entitled to free relief. That's good news for you. You get free relief. Now the way we're going to take the relief is, first we need to find your golf ball. So we see your ball in there. Okay,
Yeah.
From that point, we need to find the nearest point of relief, no closer to the hole.
Okay.
So we see this, so nearest point of relief. Now remember, relief doesn't mean good relief. It means taking relief out of the obstruction, out of the ground under repair, and we're going to find where that is. So the ground under repair line is right here.
Right.
Nearest point of relief with the pin in this direction here.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to take it out perpendicular to that line, and you get 1 club length relief.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I heard that anytime you get free relief, you get 1 club length.
That's
Anytime
right.
you got to take a penalty stroke for it, you get 2.
2 club lengths.
Okay, so here, if, I could probably hit this ball, but hey, it's getting pretty close to this path. Suppose my relief put me on the path.
Right. So now we're taking relief from the path as
Okay,
well.
so where do I take relief here then? Let's say
Okay.
I was on the path when I hit that. And let me just make sure the camera's right so we can see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where do we go from there?
So say your relief put you here, and it still means that your feet are on the cart path. So if you're a left-handed golfer, it wouldn't matter,
Yeah.
because a lefty would be playing from here. Even though there's bush, that would be their relief. For a right-handed golfer, now we're taking relief again. So we're going to have a look and see here. Where's
Okay.
my nearest point? I can be looking, is nearest point on the left-hand side of the path,
Right
or is
here.
it behind?
Or
And-
behind.
And in this case, it's further back, it's behind. So I'm going to go to where I can take my stance,
Okay.
where I'm not interfering, the cart path isn't interfering anymore. I'm going to mark that spot,
Gotcha.
and now I have 1 club length, no nearer to the hole from this spot here.
Gotcha.
So we're going to go
Okay.
back.
Suppose, and just for the sake of argument, that there was no, you couldn't go back. Like if you went back along that line, you're back in the bush again. Can you take relief on this side?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
If that's the
Show us
only-
how that would work out then.
Yeah. So if we weren't able to go, if relief behind us put us back into the ground under repair,
Yeah.
then we had to take relief to the other
Well,
side.
show us how that would work out, just so that we would know how to mark that.
So I would first see, taking my stance, I'd be that. If I can't go backwards, then I'm coming to the other side, and I'm going to take my stance where the cart path is no longer interfering with my stance or swing.
All right.
I'm going to mark that position. I have 1 club length from there, dropping from the knee,
Okay.
and that ball's back in play.
Okay. So there's 3 different things that you got to be aware of at all times. Mark it, take the club length, drop the ball. Make sure you have complete and total relief. If you're a right-hander in this case, it's good news. If you're a left-hander, probably not. You're going to be in trouble. But the good news is it's free in here. So I can hit a terrible shot and it won't cost me anything, which is kind of nice on that. I wish they were all that way. We're just going to talk, hi Tyler, we're going to talk about other types of ground under repair. And let's say this was the fairway and your ball's in an area that's marked with white paint. How do you take relief from that?
Right. So before any of our big events, we like to go out and mark the golf course. So we go out, we take marking paint, and we go through the entire course, finding areas in the fairway that might be deemed ground under repair. So if this was on the fairway, this would have a white circle around there. And the way we take relief is by finding the nearest point of relief no closer to the hole, outside of the circle, so that no part of the ground under repair interferes with our stance or swing. Now you also have the option to play it as it lies. So you can make a determination. If you don't want to take a drop, you can play it from there. Otherwise, you'd have to find nearest point of relief and then take a drop.
So there's so many variations of this rule. We haven't got time to talk about them all. There's abnormal course conditions, tire tracks, so many different types of rules. Basically, if it's not marked, you don't get relief.
That's the easiest way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But you're right. You brought up abnormal ground conditions. So a burrowing animal, for example, if you know that it's a burrowed hole, you would have relief through the general rules of golf.
Right.
So even if it's not marked, you can imply that it is a burrowing animal that's drawn in there. You get relief. Tire tracks, we have a rule where you take relief automatically. So we have a soft golf course here. Tire tracks can easily be.
So locally, if you find yourself in a tire rut because of a bad day or something like that, you can take relief from that because that's a local rule.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so that's great news. And we'll talk a bit more about the rules later when we get to our CTV update. Because I want to enlighten folks on what they can do if they want to learn more.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much, Tyler. That was good. So just on a final note here, this is the time of year where people like to spend their minimums, and we have a request because you can't just all show up without a reservation if you're bringing a large group. We just don't have the staff. So maybe you can talk to that a bit.
For sure, John. I mean, we spoke to the Gala earlier, so that is a tremendous way for those that still have a little bit of the minimum residual to spend. The date requirement is the end of October. We switch into our new fiscal year on November 1st. And then, as you mentioned, if you are looking to come in, we're still open 7 days a week, of course, for daily dining, lunch, and dinners. We just really appreciate the opportunity to set aside a table for you. Please book a reservation so we've got the right team to serve your group.
Yeah, nothing like that. So, listen, is there anything else I missed? You're not going to be here next week, I understand.
No, that's right, John.
I did miss something. I'm sorry.
Miss something.
I did miss something. Cam, I think there's something wrong with Tyler. I really do. I'm worried about him. I think he's got a fever. And I don't know. I mean, I think he's delirious.
It's pretty hot outside, John.
I got my thermometer here. I'm not sure, Tyler, I'm not sure if it's rectal or oral, but I'll be gentle. He went nuts. I opened up my email on Sunday. What do I see? 35% blowout sale on shoes. 35%. That's not blow up. That blowout. That's blow up. You just blew everything up. Talk about that,
John. Thanks.
You are okay, right?
I think so. A little delirious. Any good golf pro is a little bit delirious. John, I was tossing and turning at night, Saturday night. I just oh, I can't sleep. What's on my mind? And I say, oh no, John, I gotta get a promo for John. No, it's this time of year where we're very, soon coming to an end, and this is where we start sending back a lot of our inventory. So we have deadlines that we have to then send back. So we have our shoes on sale, 35% off, because after October 9th, they're being sent back.
Okay, so Tyler, I don't care where you think you can buy shoes cheaper. If you go down to the States, the exchange rate will kill it. This 35% off should just knock everybody's socks off in terms of getting these shoes. So folks, if you need a pair of shoes, this is the time to get them, right?
This is it. This is our last chance.
Yeah.
Come in. We've probably sold close to a dozen pairs since Sunday. So the supplies are going quickly. It's in stock only, obviously, but come in. We have plenty of shoes to pick from, men's, women's, all different sizes, all different colors. We hope to see you in the golf shop.
Well, Tyler, thank you very much for doing that. And guys, 35% off. That's wonderful. Until next week, play well.